Fall of Flight 123 by Nexpo. Let's do this. If I was ever in an airplane crash, I might just be wrapping it up. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in an airplane and I hear, hold on to something, the plane's going down, you immediately know what I'm doing. I'm sitting there like, damn, that's my life. I might not even like be panicking. I'll just look out the window like, okay, last few moments, might as well take it in. Why am I getting like creep vibes? Like this is creeping me out a little bit. I feel like I'm about to watch a supernatural episode, not a documentary type style video.
Aboard a Japanese passenger flight on the 12th of August 1985, an alarm begins to sound. Unbeknownst to the pilots, the plane had just undergone a rapid decompression, leaving them scrambling to get the aircraft under control. Over and over, they attempt to maneuver the plane back home. However, nothing they try seems to work. The airplane is completely unresponsive, yet the over 500 passengers on it have
500? Wow, how big is this plane? I thought they only had like 200 max. Okay, I gotta look this up now. 50 to 450. What plane has 500 people? Typical commercial jets carry 50 to 450 passengers. Okay. I don't know what kind of plane they're using, but geez.
no idea just how dire their situation truly is. On this aircraft, a structural component has undergone a catastrophic failure.
Jowl? What is a jowl? It's a jowl pressure burst something.
Failure caused by a near-decade-long oversight, and a failure that would lead to what is now known as the single worst disaster in global aviation history.
I really like this guy's voice. I don't know why. I can't tell if I like this guy or the Fern guy better. I think I like Fern's videos better, but this guy's voice is really soothing. This is the type of stuff I fall asleep to.
It's Monday.
Okay.
Delta Flight 191 is under investigation after a tragic accident. A string of unsolved murders grips a small town in Washington. And
This took place in Washington? Wait, chill. This is where I live.
across the pond in Tokyo. It's rush hour.
Alright, the one thing I don't like about this is how slow paced it is. Like, I like the videos that don't have so much dead space, and I'm not saying this video has dead space. It's just like, it's moving really slow. I just want to get to the meat. I want to understand what's going on. I want to break it down real good. And this video, it's like slow.
It's the week of Obon, a Japanese tradition in which they honor their fallen ancestors, and thousands are scrambling through Haneda Airport to get home to their families. At 6 p.m., Japan Airlines Flight 123 prepares for its fifth flight of the day. This one is full, traveling from Tokyo to Osaka a little under an hour away. On this day, 49-year-old Captain Masami Takahama is training his co-pilot, 39-year-old Yutaka Sasaki, in a Boeing 747. The two were joined by a 46-year-old flight engineer named Hiroshi Fukuda in the cockpit, and 521 others awaiting this trip.
That is a huge plane. Oh my gosh, 520 or whatever he said. Like, the most amount of people I've been on a plane with is maybe 300. Maybe. I don't know. Like, this is just another level of big. And from one place of Japan to the other side of Japan or Tokyo, or I already forgot, but the big planes normally go from country to country or continent to continent. So this is just shocking to me how big the plane is.
In the flight's main cabin. In every sense, this flight is entirely routine. All is going to plan, and they're just a few minutes behind schedule.
Sorry.
Japan Airlines
Sorry.
Flight 123
Sorry.
takes off at 6:12 p.m.
Okay.
And as the aircraft powers through the clouds, the passengers look out of their windows to a Tokyo.
Nah, my least favorite part of being in a plane is the beginning, dude. You know when you go up the runway, jeez. And after you take off, that first little bit of incline is the most stressful crap ever. I swear, I feel every little shake, and I'm like, yep, my time on this earth is over. We are landing, or not landing, we are crashing. We're in the sky, and we're dead. But you know, that never happens, obviously, because I'm still here. It just feels like it will every single time I go up.
Slowly fading. "12 minutes in, and they're nearing the cruising altitude of 24,000 feet. And just as everyone's getting settled in,
Nah, chill. If I heard that, behind me, I'm freaking out. I might just faint on the spot. I might die of shock. Oh my gosh! If you're in a plane, you hear metal creaking in the back, and you hear like something depressurized and air fly out. Oh nah, I'm finished. I think I'm cooked. That would be the scariest thing. Oh my gosh, I could not imagine.
at 6:25 p.m., there's a deafening bang to the rear as the
And
bathroom
it's a red eye, dude. That's nuts. Oh no, it was only
Ceiling.
an hour flight, not a red eye, but still, nighttime, I'd be more scary.
collapses. A blinding white light flashes. The water vapor in the air condenses to a fog, and the oxygen masks fall in front of disoriented passengers. All of this happens in a matter of seconds, sending everyone on board into an unbridled panic.
Put out your cigarette. This is an emergency system.
Put out your cigarettes. I don't think that's going to be on my mind if I'm a smoker. If I was a smoker and the plane started falling down, I think I'm just throwing that cigarette away and I'm chucking that mask on. If something catches on fire, I think that's the least of the worries at the moment. I mean, I'm not trying to die. Oh, let me actually just take it. Let me take a moment. Let me just, one sec. Let me finish smoking my. Okay, now we can die. Okay, now we can die. It's fine with me. Hello?
The crew begins to realize that the plane has become uncontrollable. After being granted permission to return to Haneda Airport, Captain Takahama panics, questioning why First Officer Sasaki is banking so much in one direction. He commands for him to ease up. However, all inputs performed by them are unresponsive. As it turns out, all 4 hydraulic lines leading to the plane's wings are severed, and unbeknownst to them, their vertical stabilizer is completely destroyed. This
How does
plane
that
is
happen? Is this an inside job? How does someone just, how does this happen? All 4? That makes no sense. And how do they all happen at once? I don't really know how planes work, but I don't think a plane just randomly drops out of the sky with no way to, control it. That doesn't make any sense.
flying with no means of stability. And with that, their task of regaining control to land back home safely is borderline unthinkable.
Jeez.
Inside the main cabin, a passenger takes one single photo in which we can observe the oxygen masks fully engaged.
Alright, now you're telling me the photo survives. Okay. How does, I forgot when this took place, but how does the camera survive a fall of this magnitude? 24,000 feet? Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Unfortunately, the supply is extremely limited, only meant to last long enough for the pilots to descend to a breathable altitude. What they were unaware of, though, was that the plane found itself stuck in what's known as a phugoid cycle, leaving the crew unable to control their descent,
Oh,
and
no.
in a way,
No way. Don't tell me they suffocated from lack of oxygen because the plane couldn't land. That's so sad. Would you rather suffocate to death or I don't know. I don't know if I'm being honest. Ooh, that's a hard one. Probably suffocate. Unless you die on impact, just splat. I'd probably pick that one then.
unable to descend at all. Over and over,
Jeez.
the craft nosedives thousands of feet and rapidly picks up speed before the nose naturally begins to point up, recovering the lost altitude and stalling. It again dives, ascends, dives, and ascends, all while banking at angles of up to 40 degrees in either direction. By now, the crew is doing everything they can to make their way back to Haneda Airport for an emergency landing, yet the aircraft is doing everything it can
Is this thing possessed? I don't get it, dude. I genuinely do not understand. How is it doing this?
to prevent that.
Wait, so this is what, 14 minutes or 16 minutes? It's been 16 minutes of just ooh, woo, 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 the plane? Because it said 12 minutes in the flight, something back there happened, and now they're just going up and down like a roller coaster. Are they all dead?
The pilots have not utilized their oxygen masks,
Ooh.
and acute hypoxia has taken its grip. The phugoid cycle is problem number one, yet posing another threat is the ever-encroaching side-to-side roll of the aircraft.
How does it keep getting worse and worse and worse? The moment I think, oh yeah, it literally can't get much worse, it gets worse. First, the plane breaks, so now they have to go to an emergency landing. Second, apparently they can't control the plane at all because something has been severed or something. Third, there's not enough oxygen for everyone, and the plane's just doing roller coaster movements. And fourth, while it's doing roller coaster movements, it's going side to side. I don't know what it thinks it's doing, but that doesn't sound very fun to me.
To mitigate this, the crew manages to engage the landing gear, effectively suppressing the fugoid cycle.
Ooh, they're
However,
smart.
over the course of the next 5 minutes, the plane descends over 10,000 feet while rolling at an angle of over 40 degrees. Effectively, they achieve a complete 360-degree downward spiral over the town of Otsuki,
Oh my god.
and are understandably losing hope as every critical second bleeds by.
Like, what are you thinking, though? What are you thinking if you're not the pilot, if you're just a passenger, and you're like, I am a father of 3. I can't wait to go home to see my kids. And all of a sudden, the plane starts doing donuts, and you're just spiraling downwards. You're like, all right, well, I mean, I'm not, like, trying to say this to an offense to anyone, but, like, oh, yeah, I got life insurance. Like, that's the best outcome in the situation, is at least I got life insurance. Like, I'm dead, but hopefully they have the best lives possible without me in it. That they can, the best life possible that they can have without me in it.
コントロールできますか？了解。
Is oxygen still a problem at this height, though? Or, like, would they be good?
The plane has dropped to a mere 6,800 feet. They are now heading opposite of Haneda Airport and straight towards Mount Takamagahara. Over the next 5 minutes, the crew fights to gain altitude to move away from this impending threat and manages to climb again to 11.
What is their plan, though? Like, that's what I'm confused about. Yeah, if you can avoid the mountain, you're just gonna go up, and then what's your plan after that? It's just like you're battling the next thing in front of you, you're taking it one step at a time, but what's the end goal? To get back to the airport? I don't think so. How can you make it back?
1,000 feet. False hope this is, however, as they find themselves in yet another downward spiral. This time, right over treacherous terrain.
I hate it when the narrator stops talking, dude. Just like, come back, please. I don't like when you stop talking. It creeps me out again. Oh. Alright, are we thinking anyone survived? No. Oh, no, that's a helicopter. Oh my gosh, silly me. I thought someone recorded it. I'm not.
In the quaint village of Ueno, nestled in the mountainside, residents awaken to a lingering odor. In the air, rescue and news helicopters zoom by as they discern something the locals don't. On the ground, rows of trucks and buses are on the move, while crowds gather and gaze in utter confusion. Yet, amidst all of this, hardly anyone knew the gravity of what was happening. 21 miles southwest of their location, the remains of Japan Airlines Flight 123
Oh my gosh, that is destroyed.
are burning and are scattered across the mountainside. The plane is completely shredded. The landscape, wounded.
What? Is this where the plane crashed? Cause how's it doing all that?
And to say that this scene was grim is a criminal understatement.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no one survived. No one survived. Let's be real. Rest in peace.
Out of the 524 passengers on board that night, only 4 survived.
Hallelujah to those 4 people. That is insane. Oh my gosh, people survived that? Were we looking at the same crash?
This was the worst loss of life involving a single aircraft in the history of aviation. You see, just 20 minutes after impact, a U.S. Air Force serviceman named Michael Antonucci spotted and phoned in the crash location. However, instead of making the call to lend support immediately, the Japanese military called off the rescue operation under the presumption that not a single passenger survived.
I'm being honest, now you're just pissing me off.
For over 12 hours, the plane burned throughout
Oh
the
my gosh, 12 hours and those 4 people still survived? Now you gotta have something different in your blood. That's insane.
night. A handful still alive and awaiting help from numerous aircraft that passed right above them. Aircraft that saw them, yet they were completely unaware that help was never coming. One of the 4 survivors, named Yumi Ochiai, later recalled their experience from that evening, explaining how throughout the night they could hear children crying, adults screaming. It was loud at first, yet as the hours went by, these pleas slowly faded into silence.
After surviving this, the trauma you would have would be otherworldly. Like, surviving it is one battle. Living after, now that's a whole other conversation. I don't think there's any amount of therapy that could help you from this. Based off what this person's describing, are you kidding me?
Some fell out of consciousness. Some lost the energy to continue. But for the vast majority, this stillness signaled the agonizing death of lives that could have been helped. It took 12 hours in total for rescuers to arrive, yet by then, the scene was a gruesome graveyard. A Japanese medical doctor stated that had this rescue come 10 hours earlier, perhaps they would have found more survivors.
Dang, I was hoping they would know how many more, could have made it out, but I guess that'd be pretty hard since everything's on fire.
But it was silent. In the years following the incident, no one would fly Japan Air, resulting in the company taking a massive hit in revenue.
Massive hit? That's going bankrupt, dude. No one flies with you for a year? What did you do? That's what I want to know.
With this, in the end, investigators attributed the tragedy to improper repairs to the plane's aft pressure bulkhead, the rear component of the pressure seal present in all aircraft. It was learned that 7 years prior, the same aircraft encountered a tail strike incident during a landing, cracking the bulkhead and rendering the plane unflyable. During repair, the engineers planned to utilize a large splice plate to connect the two sides of the crack, while reinforcing it with 3 rows of solid rivets. When done correctly, this would re-establish the full structural integrity of the wall, rendering it just as safe as it was before for flight. In reality, however, the repair did not go this way at all.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I thought it did, and that's why they crashed.
Instead of using one splice plate, Boeing's repair technicians used 2 in parallel to the crack, effectively rendering one entire section of rivets completely useless.
Oh, so it's just connecting to nothing?
This oversight was never discovered, and the plane flew in this condition over 12,000 times.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You have to be so. That's so. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Are those all the people that died? Yeah, it is. Oh, you can see them. Here's the engineer, co-pilot, and pilot. Dang. Oh my gosh, it's just so sad.
This tragedy echoes through the lives of everyone involved and is one of the most unspeakable catastrophes that should have been prevented. It's hard to grasp the sheer horror of experiencing a plane crash, let alone surviving it. Those who did had to endure a trauma and a loss that is unimaginable. The agonizing moments afterward, crushed under wreckage, helpless under the night sky, effectively forgotten in a blazing wilderness. I feel horrible for everyone on board that fateful night, and for the families and friends that were eagerly waiting for them.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine being on that plane? Okay, it's one thing to be scared for your life as it's going down. You're like, yeah, I'm about to die. You hit the ground, splat. But you're not dead yet. You're not dead, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. And my whole family, they're just around me, and they're all alive too, or maybe one of them's dead. And then half an hour goes by, you're seeing people drop off, like people are dying around you, but you're like, okay, we just gotta hold on until the cavalry arrives. You see in the air helicopters and stuff flying around, and you're like, okay, we're gonna make it out of this. They're here to save us. Please, I'm right here. And then you see them keep on going, or they keep doing circles around you, and they don't ever come down to save you, and you're just sitting there losing hope, like, why won't they come get me? And then one by one, your family around you just starts dying, literally in your arms. And then if you survive, no, here's what they don't talk about. If you survive that, and you gotta move on with your life, you're not really moving on. You're gonna face trauma for decades, dude. Oh my gosh, maybe not multiple decades, at least a decade. I feel like seeing 500 people die, that is insane. And the PTSD, otherworldly.
Oben is typically a time of communion, an annual reconnection with seldom seen loved ones. But for the 520 victims who lost their lives that night, they were never able to finish their journey to see them. Their families awaited those that would never show, and their memory is forever stained by an incident that never should have happened. That night, there was nothing anyone could have done, no way they could have known. But in the wake of it all, one thing is certain. Their memory, their lives, will forever be cherished by those that loved them, and their legacy will forever endure until the end of time.
that's just a good video. I don't even want to say good video because it's just a tragic thing that happened. It's a almost inspirational, but more so educational video. My one pet peeve is there's a lot of dead space, and I don't fly with that. And it's so dark and sad, but that's kind of the point of the video. Someone recommended me this. Thank you so much, because I'm glad I'm educated on what happened now. So I appreciate that. But anyway, yeah. On to the next one.